Yo guys, what's up? It's your girl Def, and today we're going to talk about the third episode in my Remembering the Basics series. In this video, we're going to cover a couple of topics when it comes to Barbarian forts. The first one is going to be the commanders you should be using to rally these barb forts with, the troop types that will go with those commanders, the recommended troop size, rewards that you will actually get from doing these barb forts, along with the different sizes of barb forts that you will see, multi-rallies, and hives. All of these things are very important when it comes to Barbarian forts because it's really important to understand the type of forts that you're doing and how to successfully complete them in the most as possible. Alright guys, let's get this started. Ready? Let's go. Okay guys, I'm going to show you on the screen the commander pairs that I would use when rallying barb forts. Specifically ones that have specific skills related to barbarian damage. The Minamoto and Taotao is probably the most common. Some people use them the other way around and do Taotao Minamoto. Some do Taotao Ethelfled and Ethelfled Alexander the Great. And there's some of these commanders are for those mid to late game, even in early game for the Minamoto and Taotao. Now, they do kind of need to be expertised in order to use them for the larger barbarian forts, but even for small forts, you can get pretty decent with these kind of commanders. When it comes to epic commanders, you can use a variety of different kinds, and more when it comes to the early game, you want to kind of find those commander pairs that you have barbarian damage, a Boudica and a Joan of Arc I've seen in barbarian forts early game. You can use a Boudica and a Belisarius and do all full calves to get that extra march speed. You can even do a Belisarius and Boudica because one has the barbarian damage and they're both peacekeeper commanders. So you can put in the peacekeeping tree for the rally skill. And also you can use Kiara. Kiara's actually not that bad when it comes to barbarian forts. I don't have her expertise and finished out yet, but she is a really decent commander. She's pretty good as a secondary. Primary probably wouldn't use her, but definitely as a secondary behind either a Boudica or you can put her behind a Belisarius. Of course, you can always pair any of these commanders with Ethelfled. She is the free-to-play commander that you can get pretty easily through the expedition. You just got to make sure you complete those side quests to get the gold chest every day. So that way you can expertise Ethelfled a little bit faster. She is a great barbarian fort leader and is very essential in any type of fort rallies that you do. Her skill trees are normally going to be in the peacekeeping and maybe some in the leadership, depending on how you have her skilled out. If you use her in Sunken Canyon or if you're just going to use her for barbarian forts. Let's move on to the troop types. So in the troop types, mostly you're going to see actually cavalry. Cavalry is the most highly used type of troops when it comes to rallying forts. So this rally is actually 9 minutes away, so I won't be able to reinforce this rally because I don't want to be a burden to the person running the rally. Normally my rallies on my blue side are all going to be my peacekeepers. That way I can quickly produce troops out so that it's faster to reinforce rallies and I can reinforce more of them a lot faster. Now, there's other ways that you could pull your troops out. When it comes to rallying these forts, you need to have the specific troops already preloaded so you can just quick tap and pull them out of your city. That way, when you do the smaller troop size, they're already preset and they're already set to cavalry. So that way you can reinforce these rallies a heck of a lot faster and it makes it easier for them to get from point A to point B. Most of the commanders that you're going to see rallying in the fortresses are going to request for cavalry. So changing these loadouts to make sure you fit the cavalry build will help them and you when you're completing these forts. Okay, as you can see here on the screen, I have actually 5 marches on the field with all peacekeeping commanders. Why am I using peacekeepers? It's because they have the AP reduction. So I'm saving 10 AP per time that I use these in a rally. Now, if I were to kill barbarians before I rally the fortress, it does bring the cost of the fortress down to 130 if you can kill up to 5 troops. And I'm going to reinforce these, and I believe they're 16 minutes away, so we are not going to reinforce that one. Let's go take a look at the next one. Again, they're 17 minutes away. These guys are prepping for altar and ruin, so that's the reason why we're so far away from each other. But essentially, this comes down to the hive mind. If you play Destiny, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But essentially, what it means is that you cluster your group of governors and members together in one specific area to rally fortresses and to rally different things nearby. And having multiple areas will cover multiple sides of the land, and it will allow the forts to respond a lot faster. Now, as you can see here, we do have multiple rallies going on at the same time. Having multiple rallies going on like we do here will help get the forts cleared off the map quicker. The forts do respawn every 4 hours. They respawn based on the location, so you can kind of time it just right. So if those of you out there that are waiting for barbarian forts to spawn to grind for honor, they respawn every 4 hours. And the best thing to do is clear the map of all kinds and sizes of barbarian forts to get those higher level ones to spawn more. Okay, so now that we know about barbarian fortresses, let's talk about the different type of rewards that you can get from them. Resource packs, tombs, healing, and books. There's a bunch of other different kinds as well, but essentially this is in general. And it depends on what tier you are, will depend on what is getting dropped to you and how much of it. 8% total damage isn't a whole lot, so I'm not going to get a significant piece of the pie. Now, if I had more damage, I'd get better stuff, but I don't, and that's fine. But you know, when you go after these barb forts, you normally don't see that screen because, especially if you're doing a bunch of them, you see this one and then you'll see like the reward screen either on the top or below. But if you have a lot of them and you hit like the read, it'll auto claim them for you. So you don't have to really worry about it too much, but they're there to review. And unlike a standard barbarian, you don't have the rewards here. You get them in that side mail. Now, the way that you do barb forts is that you want to completely reduce your AP cost. That's why I use peacekeepers, which is why I discussed them in the commander's option. But you need books in order to upgrade your castle, because the castle is going to give you your T5 troops. So you could buy raw books, but it's really expensive. I mean, it's 10 per 1 gem, and you need a crap ton of books to get up to 25. And in some cases, it may not even be worth it for the average player to use gems to go up in books. I guess it really just depends on your VIP level, what you're focusing on, and really, well, your spending and how you manage your own account. But that's pretty much it for barb forts. There really isn't a whole lot. Besides the basic commanders and killing the different types of fortresses, you can go to the different zones, like Zone 1 and Zone 2, to kill barbarian fortresses, especially in Home Kingdom. If you're in Lost Kingdom, you do want to kill those higher level barbarian fortresses so you can spawn the little ones. Now, Marauder encampments are definitely another fortress that you can attack. They do count as a fortress being attacked, but not in Lucran Scrolls. So if you're killing a ton of Marauder encampments, they don't count to Lucran Scrolls. So you have to do that separately. So please keep that in mind. There's a couple other events that are like that where it doesn't count, like Barbarians, or it doesn't count your barb forts, even though you just destroyed like 8 or 9 of them. It doesn't count. I'm not sure why. They should probably change that. And it's because people want to use AP. They make people use more AP, I guess. But that pretty much covers it for this video. There's kind of a lot of information when it comes to Barbarian forts, but it's very similar to the Barbarian video that I did because it deals with very similar topics. But again, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you guys continue watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications to all of my video content. I hope to hear from you guys soon. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or concerns, and let me know about maybe how you guys do Barbarian forts. Do you do them any differently than I do? But that's it for now, guys. So for now, just keep it real.